Yo, what's up? I'm back. Another thing I was thinking about when you went to school, elementary school. That was fourth grade. In fourth grade, they used to teach you shop class. Look at that. Remember that? Look at how small that space is. I told you in New York City, boy, space to be that wide, like this little car, and they're making an apartment out of it. Look at that. Because in New York, they built vertical. Remember that? I made a video about that about 5-10 years ago, and I was talking about they'll take that little space, they'll take a small space like this and build an apartment. Yeah. Oh, but back I was saying about the schools, everything is due to social engineering. And because we always talk about like black fathers not being in the house with their children. That's social engineering, man. The government took the man out the house. They took the man out the house so they could manipulate the nucleus of a black family. Nothing happens in America by accident. In America, they could stop drugs from coming in. They could stop drugs from coming into the country overnight. They could stop that overnight. They could change the grade point level of these children overnight. But back to what I was saying is, like, I was just talking to this guy I went to school with, and we went to the same school. We was in fourth grade together, and I was talking about how school used to have shop classes, and you would learn electricity. You learn the basics of electricity, wood carpentry, home economics, stuff like that. You would learn how to make eggs, cook eggs and stuff like that. Make breakfast. You will learn the basics to set you off on the right start. You will learn how to do something by the time you left the elementary school. But they took all that out of school and put it in the jails. See, you learning something in school, and by the time you get out of school, you finding a job. You're less likely to go to prison or get in trouble. But they took that out. That's social engineering. They take that out, so the kids don't learn. They don't learn nothing about electricity or shop. They get in trouble, and then they learn it when they go to jail. Because all the programs that they took out of school, they put them in jail. Carpentry, how to lay carpet on the floor and stuff like that. I remember in school we used to make bird houses. That was the biggest thing you could do. That was one of the best things you could do is make a bird house. You'd be so proud of your bird house, and then you would learn how to paint your bird house. And then we had electricity and stuff like that. And school was just different back then when you went there. We had music. We learned how to play the violin or the piano or something like that. You had to learn something, and you would get graded on it. But then they took all that out of school. And, that's social engineering. Like I was saying, America always talk about the drug problem that they have. They could stop the drug problem in one day if they wanted to. But you need people to go back and forth to jail. You need that. That's good for the economy. That's what I was talking about. Shop class in school, how it used to be back in the days. They don't teach that no more. Nope, I'll be back. Take a book, leave a book. You bring my book back over there and put it in there. That's for the little children. Oh, so like I was saying, guys always make jokes. White dudes is making jokes about the father not being in the house. Children being raised without a father. Nothing in America happens by accident. All that shit is due to social engineering. Social engineering. The government took the man out the house. They took the man out the house, and then they started that mantra about single black, strong black mothers and strong black women and all that shit. That was all due to social engineering. They even did put it in the music. That's the best way to indoctrinate people, is to put shit on TV. You put that bullshit on TV and put it in the music, and then people start doing it. The main reason people do it is because a lot of people is not as fast as you think they are. And they believe a lot of shit they see on TV. They see it on TV and they think it's official. So then you got people growing up doing that dumb shit. They did that shit. Like I said, Senator Moynihan, they got the train station named after him on 34th Street. Moynihan train station. He was the one that started that strong black woman mantra and benign neglect. It was just to totally ignore black people and make like they don't exist. And then when you talk about them in jaded and ambiguous terms. When you come with all these names like people of color, colored people, brown people, melanated people, poor people. And then they started the LGBTQ community, and that was another way they did it. So they just came up with a whole bunch of things. Nothing happens in this country by accident. It's all due to social engineering. People that don't know any better be thinking it's an accident. That shit, my man. They do it like that. It's social engineering. They work to take the black men out the house so they can manipulate the black family. They know if the man is not in the house, children are more inclined to act out and do things that they shouldn't do. They know that. And that's why they do it. Boy, no man in the house, boy act like his mother. He'd be around his mother all day. People are known by virtue of who they spend their time around the most. If the boy's around his grandmother all the time, he's gonna act like his grandmother. It is what it is, man. Like I was saying, nothing happens by accident. It's all due to social engineering. And the system knows that. Alright, y'all.